Hello and welcome back to Nice and Blunt. I think we're good. I think it's all back to normal. Had to go take two, but yeah, very strange. Not sure what was going on. And then check this out. I tried pivoting back to StreamYard because I've never had this issue, and we're on OBS. But look at this. Look at this error message that StreamYard's giving me. I'm literally using Google Chrome and it's telling me that I don't have Google Chrome. Yeah, no shit, it's recommended. That's what I'm using. I don't know. I've never encountered this before. I'm not gonna worry too much about it. We're just gonna move on with our day. So uh, now I'm also like, what the hell's going on? Um, what? Okay, here we go. This was the draft we just finished. We're done with that. We're done with that. And all right, time to shake it off. Enter our second puppy of the night. And I guess for the timing, it's not too bad. We don't have to mix it up. At least that draft was done. So if you want to hop in, yeah, thankfully nobody was harmed. Take two. Thanks everyone. Yeah, this is a good example of what was happening. The buffering was definitely involved. But fingers crossed we stick with it. Thank you for coming back, everyone. And yeah, take two. Let's see what happens. But if y'all are ready, I'll give you a 5-second countdown. Yeah, I think we're gonna stick to just 5 seconds. So I will be joining the puppy in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Oh, no! Oh my god. Oh my god. It's terrible right now. Holy shit. Of course we get the location error. Shit. Man, I don't know what happened there. Just screw up after screw up. We are getting fucked. We are getting screwed. Okay. Pulling it up on my phone. We got our GPS on. Holy fucking shit. Sorry. It's ready. I'm gonna hop in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Jeez Louise. And there's like something stuck in my eye now. 8 spots. 8 spots if you want one. I hope you didn't hit that underfill. Because you don't need a multi-table for me. Yeah, I think we need to clear the air. I think we need to get our shit back together, right? Yeah, frickin' stoner over here. Whew. I'm gonna take your advice, Julius. Definitely taking your advice. All right. Chad drew the 4th pick again. You're in that other one. It looks like Super Beast Keith pulled the 104 in this one. I pulled the 110. Gonna try not to take Genty again. But Dean Johnson said, I'll just do 2 drafts at once. I insta-started both drafts. Thank you for hopping in, Dean. Are you Legend of Zelda, if I'm not mistaken? I'm not totally sure, but Montano Maida. Not sure if I've seen you before. Appreciate you hopping in. You pulled the 101. Excellent luck for you. Good luck in this draft with us here. Not sure I recognize Team 2. JBH55 might be familiar. Not totally sure, but Super Beast at the 104. Ghost Rhino at the 105. Sosky at the 106. Francis the Sith. Not sure I've seen him before. He's at the 107. Legend of Zelda is Best Ball Berserker. My bad. Flyfish is indeed. What's up from the 2-hole? You're CHRIATH? Krieth? I would not have guessed. I did not know that. Jedi Niner in here right next to me at the 109. And then Kalu with a big number at the 111. And then Mobster number 89. All right. Shwetty. Yeah, I don't think you can, Shwetty. I don't think you can change your username, to be honest with you. But sweet. Thanks for hopping in. If I am correct, you're a new subscriber today. I think this is the first time we've seen you earlier today. But I'm not gonna pressure y'all for likes because I know we hit the like goal on the previous one before we I don't know what happened. Before we glitched, Genty was taken, so at pick 10, sure. I'll go CMC at pick 10. Dean, yeah, okay. I didn't think I saw you. You're Peyton the Legend. Peyton Manning himself in this lobby. In the chat, I should say. Hampton goes to Mobster, but ooh, fuck yeah. I'll definitely take this. We got a CMC versus Saquon bringback week 17. Let's go. We'll fall on CMC, a minute fall on Saquon. I think he only fell like one pick, if not two. I'm here for it. Let's go. Berserker is Legend of Zelda. Anyone who missed out and who wants to buy the number 4, let me know. Yeah, if somebody, wow, I just noticed right now you pulled up James Cook at the 104. No wonder this shit was a little weird. Yeah, okay, that's what was missing. James Cook, AJ Brown, Super Beast getting ballsy. Let's go. I'm here for it. Fun. I think Super Beast showed us something special. But if anything, I think the CMC Saquon start is not too bad. Not bad at all. Chad took CMC at 4, tried a different build. Can't hurt with 400 teams. Very fair point. If you're a volume drafter, might as well mix it up sometimes. You know? Yes. Yes, who aims? I don't know what happened with OBS. It told me I was streaming. It told me everything was fine. I didn't click any buttons. The live chat kept rolling, but apparently my feed went out. And then here's what I tried to pivot to StreamYard. Who have you ever seen this? Because I'm literally on Google Chrome. It's telling me that I can't use StreamYard with my version of Google Chrome. I tried to download an update. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. This is wild shit. But here we are. We were able to jerry-rig it back with OBS again, and hopefully it doesn't crash out on us again. But yeah, it's the first time it's ever happened to me, I think. Like this, at least. I think I've lagged before, but I don't think I've ever crashed like that, where like a solid minute the feed's just not going through. But I'm not the one that makes this technology. I couldn't code it. I don't understand that. It's not my I'm sure I can figure it out. It's just not my area of expertise or experience. So just start a new one. That's the remedy there. Just start a new one. Flyfish, my first Pickens share with Gibbs, Pickens, and Devontae. Not bad. Huhames, yeah. No idea. Hopefully it's rectified in the near future, because I've got Meg from Fanspeak on Thursday. So I think I'm going to have to do some practice runs. Tomorrow, definitely going to try and draft out of StreamYard, even solo. We'll see. But I'm surprised there's not a website that lets you sell your drafts. Let's say Robinson or Gibbs falls to pick 5 or later. You have a very rare team. I suppose there might be a market for that. I could see a world where there's a little market for that. But why complicate things? Why not just stick with what you got? Neighbors falls here to 34. But I think I'm going to go Rashi. At this moment in time, I feel a little bit better about Rashi than Neighbors, which is weird to say. Very strange to have that preference right now. We'll see what happens, but I'll take Rashi. And who knows, but if Neighbors circles back, it would be fun. I got that in my Dachshund earlier. Let me see if I can pull that up and show you whether it happens here or not. I'll give y'all a little peek of my... This is the only Dachshund that I did off stream. I did one with Goofy Chicken. I did one with Who Hames on the stream. And then once I was watching the Fantasy Roundup and I was in the chat, I did hop into that lobby as well. I am on the clock. Neighbors did go to Kalu. Bummer. Do I just take Lad or do I pull someone up? I'm going to pull up Terry. I'm going to take Terry and set up the Jaden Daniels click. I don't have an elite amount of Jaden Daniels, but I have a decent amount, and I've noticed I don't have as many Terry with Jaden Daniels rosters as I would like. I feel like sometimes you get gifted it on the left side of the board, but if you want to just manifest your own destiny, I don't think there's anything wrong with taking Terry at 39 to get a little different and set up the combo. Definitely don't want to take I don't want to fade Jaden Daniels. So all right, so here was that team. I mentioned my only off stream Dachshund that was earlier today. I was in one of the last like 200 teams of the contest, but Herbert, you know, my boy with Cam Ward and Mendoza. I went Genty and Hampton from the 111 spot. I got Quinshon Judkins at 59, Bishal Tootin in the 6th, and then I tacked on Trevor Etienne the last round of the draft. But I got Rashi at 35, Neighbors at 38. That's how it started. And let me pull up the full thing just to show you on the board. We went Genty, Hampton, Rashi Rice, and Neighbors in the Dachshund earlier today. That's a fun one. Very fun one. Weird team. At pick 9, that guy took Chase Brown, T. Higgins, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. In the first 4 rounds, he did get DJ Moore to circle back at 57. He also took Ramondre over Jadarian. Team 9 was a wild card. Very strange. Out of Team 9. What 2 guys do you like this year? Evans, Adams, Terry, Pittman, Monty. Interesting that you lump Pittman in this group. Are you sure you meant to type Pittman? Because his ADP is like 6 rounds later. 5, 6 rounds later behind these guys. So I'm just going to remove Pittman from this question. Which 2 guys do I like the most? I'm definitely not pulling up Pittman to the 4th round. But I have started to talk myself out of some of the Niners, in all honesty. Evans is a bit injury prone. Definitely some elite outs for him. High ceiling in terms of touchdown production. But I think I actually prefer Terry and Adams slightly over Evans, but it's the same tier. Not much of a difference. Terry is the youngest, so I'm going to put Terry first. I think he can stay healthy for the whole season. The other 2, I think, are going to miss a little time. And then Adams, I think at the moment, I think I'd rather bet on Stafford and the Rams offense. It's a bit more consolidated than the Niners, and the Niners have a very weird schedule. They got the substation going on. That one's a weird one. I'm at pick 10. Here's the thing. I want to be taking more Carnell Tate. I'm gonna keep taking Carnell Tate. Jadarian could be great, but I'm going to take Carnell Tate. I think he's a very good click, the more I think about it. I'm also a big Cam Ward believer, but yeah, that other team was nice. That was a very strong... Damn it! The fuck, mobster. Fuck you. Yo, someone's bitter. But Quinshon... Fine. I mean... If that's how you want to play it, that's how we're rolling. Go for it. It's not the end of the world. That is the main reason I pulled up Terry, but I'm not totally convinced that, you know, all the receivers that would have gone above Terry in the ADP are essentially better than him. Like I said, I think I prefer Terry over Evans. It's a very, very minor difference, but I think that's how I feel. And then I'm not huge on the Jets, so passing on Garrett Wilson's not that difficult. I could have taken Ladd, but I got a shit ton of Ladd McConkey already. I don't have as much Terry McLaurin. So the plan was to go Jaden. I almost took Quinshon instead of Cardinal Tate. He made it back. And there's still some other stacking partners available. So not gonna panic. Daniels in a vacuum is still a good click. He got the Jags Commanders bring back with the Beischeltut and Jaden Daniels click. So someone looking at week 17 and also just likes Jaden Daniels. Maybe Mobster's watching though. Maybe Mobster said, maybe he's laughing right now because I didn't get him. But I got Quinshon in the 6th. That's pretty nice. Quinshon in round 6, I will take. For sure. Pittman was just in my head. Didn't mean to type it. Well, you don't have to type it. But I do think Pittman's interesting this year. I have been drafting a decent amount of Pittman as of late. Just not in the same range as Montgomery. Who are your top 3 guys that are legit must draft, can't miss prospects? I think Hampton is one. Hampton for sure. Herbert is my favorite quarterback by a mile. Herbert is so valuable. He goes to Legend of Zelda in the 6th round. I legitimately think that Herbert is worth a 6th round pick. So I don't hate it. With Ladd and how the board usually goes, typically you can get Herbert at pick 80. So despite the value I think he has, not sure I would have pulled him up there. Maybe an auto queue selection. Not quite sure what happened with Legend of Zelda, but I still don't hate it. I don't mind it, honestly. I think he can be better than all those other quarterbacks, but I'd rather have Brian Thomas than whatever receiver is going to be available here, so I wouldn't have done that. But fast forward a month or so, maybe Justin Herbert will be going that high. But getting Alec Pierce to fall kind of works out okay. Really nothing problematic. Lemon also circled back. All right, I don't know what the fuck is going to happen, but Mobster sniped me. And then Herbert went 10 picks above ADP, if not like 20. So I'm just going to take Patrick Mahomes. I could easily see someone just say, fuck you again. Maybe Mobster is watching. So Rashee Rice with Mahomes, still fine. You know, I'm chilling. Nothing wrong with that. Could definitely go Addison here. Wouldn't mind it. Quentin Johnston goes. I do like Rico, but don't think I need running back badly. I could also pull up Brock Purdy if I want, but nah. Just because I have CMC doesn't mean I have to. I'm going to go Addison because there's still some good QBs left on the board. And I'll be ahead of the Jefferson drafter. Yeah, sorry, Kalu. I know you're in here watching. Pick 11 is in here. You are not going to get Kyler. Sorry. Whether I take him or somebody else gets him, heads up. You ain't getting Kyler. But Rico falls pick 90 to Francis. Also paired with Jalen Warren. So both Steelers running backs. Not bad. Not bad. The T-Law drafter takes him unstacked. That's fair, but damn, look at the That team took Chuba Hubbard 64. I got Quinchon at 63. There's a huge gap in value, in my opinion. No offense, Niner, Mr. Jedi Loco, between Quinchon and Chuba. I do not envy the Chuba click. And honestly, I'm a little surprised you took him, giving you Taylor, Achane, and Montgomery already. Just a little surprised. Pepper Tony, who you like more this year, Jamar Chase or Wan'Dale Robinson? I mean, Wan'Dale had a really strong case to be made up until the draft. 2 straight years, the 140 targets, reunites with Brian Dable. We all expect Joe Burrow to get hurt again. So it's a pretty close argument when you factor that in free agency. But then they drafted Carnell Tate. So there's going to be even less defensive coverage on Wan'Dale. Like, the corners are going to be so focused on Tate because they drafted him pick 4. They're just going to ignore Wan'Dale. And, only like linebackers are going to line up on Wan'Dale. Wan'Dale's going to give Jamar a good run for his money. I think it's really close. But gun to my head, I'm probably taking Wan'Dale at the 103. I think despite the Carnell Tate drafting, I think I'm still going Wan'Dale. Man, can't quit Wan'Dale Robinson. That's for sure. The Daniels snipe, I think, made you say that. Schweddy. I mean, now I'm hoping I don't get sniped, but yeah, you're getting sniped. No question, you are getting sniped. Which means I should look at my other click after that. Myers has been starting to fall. I've been scooping up Myers in the hundreds. I'll let you know. It'll be kind of tough to pass on Myers, but I think the T-Law drafter is right in front of me. Doubt that's gonna be available. I expect Jacoby. Yeah, there he goes. 105. There's still a bunch of consolation prizes, but I will get my stack. Not gonna let the Justin Jefferson drafter have 2 cracks at Kyler. He goes Kenny Gainwell, 4th running back. A pretty good click. Unfortunately, we get Myles Garrett added to his Week 17 matchup now, so that's a little tricky. That definitely makes Jonathan Taylor a little more exciting. Jared Verse is not bad, but it's not Myles Garrett. Meanwhile, Garrett's a bit more of a pass rusher. Verse maybe a little bit more of a run defender in terms of elite skill sets. But Garrett's just elite across the board. I could just take the falling value here on Bo Nix, potentially. That's possible, but y'all are just crazy, and you've allowed Wan'Dale to fall like a legitimate 97 picks. Like Wan'Dale, Super Beast pulled up James Cook instead of Wan'Dale Robinson. JBH did take Jamar over Wan'Dale, but Wan'Dale is still available at 111. This draft is rigged in my favor. They just traded Myles, though, so they could be in more shootouts. The Browns, I don't know about shootout, but garbage time for sure. They will have a little bit better game script because the opponents are probably going to score a lot more points than they would with Myles Garrett. But Jared Verse still legit. Their defense is still okay, but Todd Monken, not a coach I believe in. And I don't even remember who's the new defensive coordinator. They let Jim Schwartz go, so don't even remember about that. But this might be another Cam Ward team. Cam Ward might be one of my biggest investments this year. Like the claim I am staking on Cam Ward is pretty high this year. I think he's currently my 3rd most drafted running back. Number 1 is Herbert. Nobody I'm more in on than Herbert. Number 2, I think, is now Kyler Murray. And then number 3 recently has become Cam Ward, if I'm not mistaken. He's overtaken Rodgers, who in the pre-draft was my number 1. Back when Rodgers was picked 200, around 20 sometimes, I was taking Rodgers quite a lot. But I'm going to take another rip. We are about to be... Oh, no. We are actually, indeed, in the second half of the draft now. We've finished round 10. We're on to the second round.
Nice.
I mean, the Rachaad White selection is kind of calling my name, but getting George Kittle for the bring back also speaking to me. And I don't have like any George Kittle. We get a full round discount. Pick 130, ADP 119, 11 spots. I will take it. What if Kittle is the guy you need week 17? That is definitely possible. For sure possible. Rachaad would have been a fine click, but I think our running back room is good enough not to force it. Just get the ADP fault instead. And then, yeah, I'm just going to go Cam Ward because he's double stacked. Carnell Tate and Wan'Dale Robinson. I'll take Cam Ward again. I'm starting to fall in love. I really am with Cam Ward and Carnell Tate especially. That's the stack I really want. But you know, we're getting Pepper Tony's boy. We're making Pepper Tony proud. Getting the 100 pick discount on Wan'Dale. And just fully committing to the Titans. It's not bad. They got the word tit in their name. I'm definitely a titty fan. But let's take a look at some other rosters in this one. We have Super Beast, who pulled up James Cook with A.J. Brown. Also paired up Cook and Allen. Took DJ Moore at 45, so set up a big Buffalo investment. I don't hate it. Rome Odunze in the 5th. Romandre, another Patriot, with Drake May in the 7th. Wow, the Drake May fall. Not sure if you really intended on that. I think with Allen, you were like, please let somebody else take him. But to get Drake May back in the 7th, very well played. Very nice. Also could have gone Caleb had you wanted to with Rome. But Kyle Monunga, another Bear. Michael Pittman at pick 100. Dobbins, Kincaid, and Diggs. So another Buffalo Bill. And Diggs at 141. A nice discount on Stephon Diggs. Typically, I'm not passing on Diggs, but I think I had a good enough receiver room at that point to pass. Very nice team, Super Beast. And a super fun Bills stack. Can't hate on it. If you make it to the final round, the Bills against the Dolphins, you know they're going to crush. They could win that game 50-10. Could also come off the field in the third quarter. Possibly over at halftime. But yeah, fun team. You took Henry for another stacking partner. And 5 clicks left. Let's hope you land the plane. I think you've cruised it pretty well with the unique start. I respect it. All right, I'm coming back on the clock. I mean, I'll probably just take Gadsden here if Jedi Niner doesn't take him. surprised that the Herbert drafter didn't take him. He went Daniel Jones, but pick 154 on Oronde Gadsden. Similar to my George Kittle selection, I will just take the 11 pick discount for sure. Not going to overthink it. Definitely scooping that up. Also, I got the Kansas City Chargers bring back. We got Gadsden versus Kansas City, week 17.
Nice and blown.
Jalen McMillan still available. I think at 159. I'll scoop that up as well. 11 pick discount. Yep. I will do that. I still prefer McMillan over Ted Hurst. I thought that they could go a little closer together, but I think both of them could go in this range. But McMillan in the 150s, I'm in. Definitely in. I think Ted Hurst in the 160s, early 170s is also fine. Some weird vibes in Tampa Bay in terms of like the pecking order. Not totally sure who's going to get the most targets, touchdowns. It could just be a hot hand approach from game to game. But I like the Bucs pass catchers. Definitely like Jalen McMillan with a very nice discount. Yeah, 11 pick fall on Kittle, Gadsden, McMillan. A 100 pick discount on Wandale. I think another round or so discount on Judkins. That one's legit. And then a nice little 2 pick discount, I think, on both CMC Saquon early on. This is a fun team. Very fun team. Also, Kyler gets the Jets in week 17. Really good matchups to get you to week 17. I love the playoff schedules, honestly, for my top 2 QBs. And let me refresh my mind on the Titans playoff schedule. Week 15, the 10th, sorry. We're moving it around a little too much. Okay. In week 15, first week of the playoff structure, the Tennessee Titans are hosting the Indianapolis Colts. A decent defense, maybe not the toughest matchup. In week 16, the Tennessee Titans will be at Las Vegas. Dome game, not a good defense. That could be really fun. Carnell Tate against Brock Bowers. That should be cool. Also, battle of the last 2 number 1 overall picks. The quarterbacks Mendoza versus Cam Ward. That's a fun game. That could be interesting. And then week 17, there's also some trade rumors about TJ Watt at the moment, especially if TJ Watt leaves the Steelers. The Titans hosting Pittsburgh could be a fun matchup as well. They could also not have a very good defense, losing Mike Tomlin. Bryce Long says rank these tight ends for this upcoming year. Strange, Kittle, Barner, Andrews, Kelsey, Chig. I know it's probably one big tier, but one has to stick out from the crowd. I think my favorite is Kelsey. Then I would go Andrews. Then I would go Chig, Strange, Kittle, then Barner. For the sake of redraft, that's how I see it. Now, I did just take Kittle at 130. Best ball is different. I'm trying to get discounts and also build a team for the final week of the NFL season. At least the last week that matters, week 17. I could take Hawkinson, but the teams behind me are pretty well committed to tight end, so I think I'm just going to try and get value. I'm going to go Nick Singleton, take another Tennessee Titan. Let's do it. I have some high hopes for him, and I think we can get a nice outcome if Tony Pollard does go down. I think that's a little critical, but I can definitely see Nick Singleton outproduce Tyjae Spears. I think that backfield has an interesting competition. Definitely up for grabs. Very interesting competition. But like I expected, playing it, all the tight ends make it back. But in all honesty, I'm not dying to do that. I'm still kind of more inclined to go Trey Harris. In all honesty, despite having Kittle and Gadsden, I get the bring back, and I think I can kind of just be content with my receiver room if I get stuck with just these 7. I think this is a very legit receiver room if I'm done here. But Rashi Rice, Terry McLaurin, Cardinal Tate, Jordan Addison, Wanda Robinson, Jalen McMillan, and Trey Harris. Might take an 8th. We still have 2 clicks left, but I'll probably stop there. Running back has CMC, Saquon Barkley, Quinshon Judkins, and Nick Singleton. I definitely would like a 5th, but the top 3 feel really, really strong. As long as they're healthy, we're cooking with gas so far. And then quarterback, loaded, good depth, Mahomes, Kyler, and Cam Ward. Honestly, I could have possibly just stopped with Mahomes and Kyler, but having the 3rd is always a nice luxury. I do believe in Cam Ward a lot this year, and having that double wide receiver bet, definitely legit. That's one reason why I didn't take Gunnar Helm there. I already had a double stack in Tennessee. I also just took Nick Singleton, so getting another Titan was a little uninspiring. And I could have taken Hawkinson, but I don't really believe in Hawkinson. I legitimately don't believe that Hawkinson's going to be much better than where he's going. I honestly have Pat Fryermuth ranked above Hawkinson. So Team 11 took his guy. Really respect that at 182. Much more appropriate selection, honestly. If anything, Fryermuth can keep going higher. I think we sleep on Fryermuth drastically too much in the 17th round. So top of the 16th, very legit. I think he can still go higher, in all honesty, especially if you have Rodgers. Very good pairing. Great combo. Rodgers and Fryermuth. But I'm grabbing Trey Harris instead of tight end. Not worried about it. Stowers off the board. I've been trying to mix in Eli Stowers, and it seems like if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna have to take him in round 16 because he's just never making it back to me in the 17th round. It just doesn't fucking happen. It's been a minute since I've drafted Ray Davis, and I still love Ray Davis. Last year, if you watch my channel, I was all over Ray Davis, and this one is definitely not a team where I'm trying to take Tank Bigsby, given our investment in Saquon. So the other handcuff that can just explode if given the reins. You're telling me Ray Davis is the RB1 in Week 17 if Cook goes down at the Dolphins? Sign me up. Let's go. Lastly, though, we're going to go tight end, and I will just take Jake motherfucking Tonjes. I got Kittle. I don't like to go 4 tight ends with Kittle, but you're telling me I have the Niners tight end 1 every week, either Tonjes or Kittle. That was lit last year. That was really, really productive. Tonjes scored 5 touchdowns last year, and Kittle didn't miss like a ton of time in the regular season. He did miss a decent stretch, but Tonjes was hyper valuable. If you were in the fantasy playoffs, I remember Kittle went down. I ranked Tonjes as a like must start top 10 tight end that week. And you know what happened? He fucking delivered. He is a great handcuff when you go George Kittle. So I don't take much George Kittle, but on a team like this, I opted against the Hawkinson stack. I opted against the Gunnar Helm combination, and then we did not get Travis Kelce. So Kittle, Gadsden, and Tonjes I think can absolutely work, and I'm fine with that. So a fun team, some good bringbacks. Let's recap the team while this draft comes to a close. Quarterbacks, Mahomes, Kyler, and Cam Ward, all 3 stacked up. Love that group of 3, that little trio right there. Very strong. CMC, Saquon Barkley, Quinshon Judkins. The fall on Quinshon really makes this team fun. And then Nick Singleton could be worthless, but if he gets the job, I think he's really talented, could run away with it. Ray Davis, contingent upside strictly, but on this type of team, that's all I want. I want to trust that these early 3 picks are just going to carry me to where I need to go. All of them have different buys, so nothing to worry about on a week. Without 2 of them, we're chilling. Receiver, though. Rashi Rice is stacked up with Mahomes at pick 34. I'm willing to take him. Terry, I did pull up. I did not get Jaden Daniels, but Cardinal Tate and Wandale are double stacked in Tennessee. Addison is stacked up in Minnesota. Jalen McMillan at a nice discount, wide receiver 6. And then I told you I was comfortable stopping at 7 because we're betting on the breakout with Trey Harris. He also has the bring back week 17 against the Chiefs. And I mentioned tight end. Perfectly fine taking both Niners and then a nice fall on Gadsden. Pick 154, Oronde Gadsden. Pretty sweet. All right. There's a bunch of y'all in here, so let me take a peek. I don't know if Team 12 is watching. They sniped me on Jaden Daniels, but not sure if they're actually watching. So I know Team 11 is watching. Let's go with his team. He has Dak Prescott, Sam Darnold, and Dak is only stacked up with Javonte Williams, but you got him a little past ADP. Not a critical selection, but a lot invested in him with only Darnold behind him to only have the Javonte stack. I would have preferred to have a stack, but it's not terrible. Definitely not terrible. Darnold, it could be undervalued, but I've seen him fall. Some people really don't believe. And last year, he only averaged like 13 points. So I think I would have preferred a third. To be honest, structurally, I might have liked that, or at least maybe a bit more Dallas correlation, other than the RB. But Javonte can still deliver as your stack. It just doesn't feel like the perfect path for Dak to win you at all. Chase Brown, though, very valuable. We mentioned him at the top of the lobby. Jadarian Price at 59 seems like his new ADP these days. Kenneth Gainwell, very good click. Rashad White at 131. I would have probably stopped there, honestly. I think your running back room is good enough with Rashad White as the 5th, where Dylan Sampson just doesn't have that many chances to hit the field, only with an injury, and he's still, even on the bench, might not hit the lineup if everyone else is healthy. So Dylan Sampson, I think I would not have taken personally, especially reaching on him by 11 spots. Yeah, I think I have to say I would not have done that. Jefferson, Neighbors, Quentin Johnston, Casey Concepcion, Ted Hurst, and Chris Bell. Absolutely, I would have preferred another wideout. And then 4 tight ends on a team with Tyler Warren. I would 100% remove Gesicki from here. You took Freiermuth, where I think he is closer to going, but after going Tyler Warren, after going Juwan Johnson, it's a little overkill, even with Freiermuth, to also double down with Gesicki. Yeah, I think the build is not what I would have done. I would have gone with maybe stick with just the 2 quarterbacks next time, but I would have definitely gone 2-5-8-3 at the very least. I might have considered a 3-5-8-2 as maybe the best path for success on this team. Another quarterback, 1 less running back, 2 more receivers, even with Jefferson and Neighbors. I think with this depth, I would like 2 more, because I don't know what the fuck you're getting out of Chris Bell. Cleveland, I only take Concepcion when he falls. I think I'd rather go Denzel Boston at ADP. And then if Neighbors just misses any time, like, you could have a hard time filling out the number 3 receiver, because the rookies usually start slow. You know, month of September, the rookies could be a big indictment on the roster. So if you don't have anything from Neighbors, this could really dig you a hole pretty quickly. So there's going to be at least 2 tight ends giving you a 0 every week. There's going to be at least 3 running backs giving you a 0 every week. And there's a chance that in September, you have to trust Jefferson, Quentin Johnston, and then, Casey Concepcion to deliver every time. I just structurally disagree with your choices. Not a fan of the full build. The picks early on kind of made okay sense, but down the stretch, I think you went in the wrong direction. My honest opinion, that's what I offer. Jedi Niner, I don't think you were in the first one, so definitely reviewing Jedi Niner. T-Law, Malik Willis, and Geno Smith. That can work. Taylor, Achane, Montgomery, Chuba, and Alvin Kamara. That's fine. I'm not in love with Chuba above ADP, but that's fine. Hope he works out for you. You don't really need him, though. Flowers, Garrett Wilson, Mekhi Lemon. Jacoby is stacked up. Romeo Dobbs, Juwan Jennings, Debo Samuel, Malik Washington. Perfectly fine receiver room. And then Goddard, Schultz. A little tricky if Goddard misses time, but some elite spike week potential paired with one of the safest floors at tight end. Fine stopping at 2 if you believe that's the way. Yeah, no big complaints other than maybe Chuba, just because I don't like him. But I don't think you needed the third tight end, honestly. I think you built it correctly, structurally. Yeah, you're welcome, man. There is some riskiness there, but it could also pay off. Who knows? Good luck at receiver. I hope Neighbors doesn't miss any time. And you're right. I was actually hopeful that you passed on Neighbors, and I could get him in the 4th. But Keith, let's definitely review your team. Hate your team and clocked out the last pick. What was the last one? Malik Washington? Oh, no, it was Kamara. Well, you needed running back, man. You definitely needed a running back with the last click. Actually, maybe not. Maybe not. Never mind. You probably didn't need it, but if it was tight end, I might feel a little bit better. But there's not that many like elite tight ends in the last round. I think it's fine. I think you're good. Mr. Bakes a lot. What's up, man? I'm gonna take a rip for Mr. Bakes a lot. And then we already told y'all we locked in the third draft on that earlier stream, and especially after fumbling it, after it went down. We're doing a third draft for sure. That is for sure. Okay. How many team reviews do I still need to do? Because I want to check out Montano's team. First time drafting with us. Definitely want to check out his team. There's Legend of Zelda, and then Sosky, I think, is in the first draft of the evening. And then I think we also have CH Rieth. Fuck. Okay. Let's go quickly. Let's start with Montano in here for the first time. Brock Purdy, Aaron Rodgers, and Shador. All right. Love the Shador sighting. I'm not doing it too often, but love to see it on somebody else's team. Bijan, Travis, JCM, Jordan Mason, Jonah Coleman, and Kalen Black. Decent. I'm not taking Coleman personally. I'm not taking too much JCM personally, but overall, a legit build at running back can definitely work out. Wide receiver has Evans, Jamo, Metcalf, Sutton, Worthy, Stribling, and Ayuk. Ayuk at 192. I guess. I suppose. But good luck. I think the receiver room is okay enough to tolerate it, but he feels like such a zero. I think having an 8th might have been valuable. And then Trey McBride, Kenyon City can definitely work out. So, yeah, I think I would have swapped out Jonah Coleman for another receiver. I think that's all I would have changed. But I get the argument on Coleman as well. And having these 6 running backs. With Bijan and Travis, I'm usually trying to only take 5. Usually the way I'm going about it. Especially with Mason as the 4th. I don't know if you need 6 running backs. So either Coleman or Kalen Black could have been. And 8th wideout. With Ayuk, it's not that safe. That's my only note. Team 2, CH Riath has Hurts, Bo Nix, and Mendoza. Very legit. Gives Brooks at 98. The pull-up on Brooks. Damn, Brooks has started to get very expensive. Odds are he was not making it back. So it fits the mantra. Take the best player that won't make it back. Aaron Jones at 122. Bigsby, my boy. And then Katron Allen, the fade on JCM. And Rashad White. Not a bad running back room after waiting on Gibbs. But had to pull up Brooks. A lot hinges on Jonathan Brooks. If Brooks doesn't hit and Jones goes down, this team might be dead. Pickens, though, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, Harrison, Pearsall, Omar Cooper, and Pat Bryant. You get the Devontae Smith stack, the Bo Nix stack with Waddle, and then a random Mendoza, but also have Pat Bryant stacked up. Loveland, Strange, and Terrence Ferguson. Not sure you needed the third tight end, but most rosters can afford a luxury pick selection. Receivers, good enough, but I think I might have wanted a 6th running back instead of a 3rd tight end. With Loveland and Strange, a random T Ferg. It's not that he's bad, but not sure it helps you as much as maybe a 6th running back. Perhaps. Not critical, but one note, one little pivot, perhaps. Sosky in here. Burrow, Dart, Shuck. Strong as fuck on the quarterback room. Travion, RJ Harvey, Tyron Tracy, Keaton Mitchell, and B-Rob. Kind of risky. Could crash and burn, but also could be the room that you need. If you're going to risk running back, that's definitely a position I think is going to pay off if you get it right. And this is definitely a risky running back room, but if you get it right, holy shit, because the rest of the team is probably fucking lit. Amon-Ra, T. Higgins, Luther Burden, Josh Downs, Flournoy, and Vele. I thought the receiver room would be better, honestly. Yeah. You have Bowers, Okonkwo, Gunnar, Hellman, Eli Stowers. Yo, this is a weird lobby. Why did 2 of the teams that went kind of like early elite tight end draft 4? The team with Bowers and the team with Tyler Warren both drafted 4. I don't really understand. There were some good values in this one. Like, yeah, Gunnar Helm, I let him pass 10 picks. You just didn't want to. But then you also take Eli Stowers. I don't get taking the 4th. I don't really understand the 4th tight end personally when you have Bowers. I was willing to give you the benefit of the doubt on running back, assuming that just receiver was just fucking elite, but receiver's a little disappointing. Not gonna lie. Quarterback's awesome. Tight end is too awesome, but there's a chance that 6 of these 7 players, 5 of them don't hit your lineup every week, and there's a lot kind of counting on Flournoy and Vele for depth. Those two scare me. Okay, last but not least, we'll take a look at Legend of Zelda. Sorry I took so long, but you're the one that pulled up Herbert at 65. I'm down for it. Jordan Love and Daniel Jones, good quarterback room, no doubt. Genty and Walker with Kyron, C-Rod, and Kimani Vidal. Good way to play running back, especially starting off 3. Very, very nice running back room. So far, very nice. Ladd McConkey, Christian Watson, and Alec Pierce all stack. That's the way to do it. Top 3 stacked up. Chris Godwin, Jalen Coker, Darnell Mooney, and Torrey Horton. Love the approach. A little risky, but man, if you hit, and I do see the path to hit, this could be awesome. And then tight end isn't elite, but it's not bad. Ferguson, Barner, and Njoku. Njoku stacks. The other 2 don't. But yeah, very, very legit team. Just got to be right on receiver. But Love the running back room. Love the quarterback room. Tight end room is solid. Um, Interesting lobby, though, for you to have to... You pulled up Barner by 12 picks, a full round, and then you also pulled up Njoku by 7 picks. That's interesting because I would have assumed this would be a really good lobby to get values given how I passed on the position. You got a little spend happy on tight end maybe with Barner there. Maybe just the way the room kind of operated. But once Freiermuth went, maybe you panicked. Maybe you got a little worried, pulled up Njoku. No, I don't fault you at all. I wouldn't have changed it because it stacks up. Yeah, no, it's just how it went. All right, not bad. Not bad at all. That's going to be it for the team reviews. If I miss someone, please let me know. I'm pretty sure... Didn't I do it? Super Beast? Did I not do it? I thought I did. Especially because you're a member. I'm sorry if I didn't. Let me... Where the fuck is it? Yeah, I already... Oh, no, I don't think I finished it. Right. Yeah, no, I was only doing it mid-draft. I think I missed your last 5 clicks. Okay, sorry. My bad, bro. My bad. Allen and Drake May, we liked that. Definitely liked that, especially the fall on Drake May. Perfect way to stop at 2. James Cook, Ramondre, Manungai, Dobbins, and Emmett Johnson. Very sweet. The bet on James Cook, just betting that you're right. And then Ramondre, Kyle Manungai, and Dobbins, perfectly fine. Emmett as the 5th. I respect it. AJ Brown, DJ Moore stacked up. Roma Dunze, Michael Pittman, Diggs, Antonio Williams, Judy, and Calvin Ridley. Ridley at 196, fair click. Not the most exciting, but a fair one. Yeah, strong receiver room. Love the stacks. And then Diggs at 141. Damn, the Diggs price fucking good for you. Kincaid stacked. Hunter Henry stacked. You also took Dawson Knox. Fun. Similar to mine. I mean, I went Kittle and Tonjes, so I respect it. I would say the Bills tight end room is a little less valuable to pair up, but it's fair. Honestly, Kincaid and his injury concerns definitely scare me. He opted against surgery this offseason, so that was his choice. Yeah, tight end is fun here. Quarterback, really awesome. Running back, a little shaky, but still pretty good. The bet on James Cook, you better be right to take him at 4, but just the mega Bills, you know, the Buffalo Bills are a team you would typically want to mega stack. So I like it, man. Very fun team. Good one. The Bills have a interesting playoff schedule. Week 15, they're home to Chicago. That'll be a shootout. Week 16, they're at Denver. Definitely want some revenge after last year's playoff loss. So even against a good defense, maybe that game is still fine to bet on. Could be a problem, though. Probably not a big worry because it's Allen. I wouldn't worry about it too much. If you can advance your team to Week 17, the Bills at Miami. Holy shit. Bills at Miami could be the game where you want every Buffalo player for sure. Definitely something I'll try myself, to be honest. I think I might set something up similar to this if I take James Cook in round 1 one day. Who Hames? You ain't in here, Who Hames. You ain't in here. Yeah. I apologize, man. I'm sorry I didn't see that earlier, especially as a member. Happy to do that. Thanks for reminding me before I moved on. I'm focusing a lot more on learning how to edit and improve the channel, honestly. That's a fair, very wise use of your time, Who Hames. Very important skill set to have. If anything, I wish I could hire a editor, honestly. I really do. Editing is sometimes the bane of my existence. But we're going to hop into another puppy. Hopping into a puppy. Gonna give you a 10-second countdown this time because I hope that if you weren't in the lobby the first time, you can get in a second time. There is a roughly 5-second delay on the stream, something like that. Actually, it might be more like 8 seconds now that I'm looking at it. It's a little closer to 8 seconds of a delay. But hopping in the puppy in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. This will be our last draft of the evening. It filled pretty fast. Which pick did we get? And Keith coming in with the donation. Thank you, bro. Thank you very much. Really appreciate you. I don't know if I'm the hardest working man in the business. I appreciate the compliment, though. There's a lot of people that work really hard in this community, this infrastructure we got, and I am blessed to be among them. So thank you very much. We got John Tara in here at 104, back in. Jedi Niner in here again. Mobster must be watching. Yeah, given the snipe, gotta be watching Mobster. Underdog Anonymous right next to me at 105. Whohames got in this one. He's at 108. We're not going to miss Whohames this time. J-Rock Departy at 107. And then Sanka in here at 9. Big Mike to the C at 10. Game Tight and Chris filling out the caboose at 11 and 12. I might auto the back half of the draft, not sure yet. I know it's late for you, Who, so I was a bit shocked to see you in here. I'll be normal this time. I'll go Jonathan Taylor. I'll be normal. His matchup week 17 just got easier. No Myles Garrett. So the Browns defense got worse. The Browns defense not going to be as competitive. The Browns are going to lose more games than they were previously expected to, which means their motivation level week 17 is going to be worse than it was before, and maybe Jonathan Taylor fucking owns them. Maybe, just maybe, Taylor is the guy you need. But I'm fine pulling up somebody else ahead of Taylor if you don't believe it. All right, it's time for a smoke break. Let's go. Was working on a video last 3 hours, needed a draft break. Yo, that sounds like me in the regular season. That sounds exactly like me in the month of like October, November, September, December. By December, I'm just trying to get to bed early. But yeah, that sounds like me later in the year. Congrats on my donation. Looks like Gustavo does not like Taylor at all. What are some leans and must for round 1? I mean, if you're in the top 3, you have to go Bijan, Gibbs, or Jamar Chase. I think just sticking to ADP is wise. What do I get here? Fuck. Bummer. I'm just going to go AJ Brown. We'll take him. Get in, because he's not making it back. I'm willing to pull up running back, but getting those elite receivers is pretty legit. It would have sucked, though, to have a double wide receiver build out of pick 6. So we go with Taylor. We get the running back. get the touches, move on with our day. It's going to be fine. But for the most part, the player I'm fading in round 1 is JSN. He's the one I've clicked the least. And pick 5 is really weird. So that's the spot where I pivot the most. Otherwise, there's no real like major fade in the first. Taylor is someone I'm usually not taking though at pick 6. I'm also, I think, a little underweight on Jonathan Taylor and JSN, but I got a lot of Amon-Ra. I'll happily take Bijan and Gibbs, Jamar. Puka, a little more whatever, but definitely the wide receiver 2. I do like Jefferson, though, over CeeDee Lamb. That's kind of the only other notable play in round 1. But if I'm feeling it on that day, I'll pull up Genty. I'll pull up Hampton. I'll take Cook. I don't take Saquon too often. And then the rest of them are clearly second-round picks. I don't take Achane, who also used to go at pick 12. Oh, shit. I'm on the clock. Whoops. Brees is there? Sure. Don't love it. Not a player I really take too often, but past ADP, and I'm not going to let one of these other teams on this side of the board get better at running back. So just take him. High spike week guy. Like, Brees can drop 35. Brees could, in theory, be the guy you need. I don't know if he'll ever drop like 50 or something, but if the rest of the pack all caps out at like 30, 32, I could see Brees with like a 38-pointer be the RB1 on the week. But in general, he's not going to score as many touchdowns. It is the Jets after all, but their offense got a lot more weapons this year. Better quarterback situation in theory. How much better than Justin Fields is he? At least last year, he wasn't much better. So it is what it is, but Brees at the running back position, definitely a talented guy, and it's tough to get him past pick 30. I take him. ADP of 27. But Lad McConkey goes to game tight. The Hampton Lad with Genty up top. Very, very... Oh, I've never seen that before, game tight. Very fun team. Passes on Neighbors for Lad. Also pass on Higgins just to get the combo. But I've been in your shoes, Mr. Game Tight. Are you going to take Neighbors in the 4th? Oh, no. Oh, Neighbors is at 1 at 24. What am I saying? I'm just seeing Neighbors right now to the 101. I was hoping Booty was going to be moved in the Brown trade. Oh, well. Right? You would have thought that they would bring back another receiver. You would have thought they'd send him someone because they got a kind of crowded receiver room. Like, even Mac Hollins, you know? Like, give him someone. But, yeah. Kayshon Boutte. What do we do with those back-end Patriots pass catchers? Boutte was a good play last year. Boutte had some strong games last year. Fuck it. We're going Scattaboo. Huhames didn't take him. He took Egbuka instead. Jefferson, Achane, Rashi, and Egbuka for Huhames. I'll take his boy Scattaboo, and we get both of the New York running backs. Fun running back build. And I might go Hyper Fragile. I think if there's one that really speaks to me, I might take a 4th early and just call it. Might do that. Julius. Oh, no, I did a draft just now and took a lot of Rams and a few New England guys. Could be worse. Could be worse. No QB for me week 11. Julius. Are you J-Rock the party? Not sure. Not sure what this is in reference to. Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, this team that you just autoed. Right, yeah. The bye week blunder always feels worse than it actually is. It's not the end of the world, but it's not the best. If you can avoid it, you should, but it's not the end of the world either. I would have liked DeAndre Swift here. That would have been fun. Adams goes. Is it 3 for 3? Am I taking Carnell Tate for the third straight time? I think I am. I'm not going to take Cam Ward on this one though. I promise you, I'm going to try to avoid the Cam Ward click. But yeah, give me Carnell Tate. If Swift was there, I would have taken him. If Travion had fallen, I think I would have taken him. I don't think I would have taken Montgomery. But as a fourth with like really elite spike week combination, it's not that Montgomery can't spike. I just don't fully believe it. And then I got Quinchon in the 6th on the last one. So it would have been a little overkill to go with the 4th. I could still take a 4th later and call it there. So it just didn't speak to me too much. The Scatabo RB1 strategy misses again. Almost went Brees over Olave, but the double week 11 bye for Puka in London is killer. If you get a massive 0 week 11 at like 4 positions, what do y'all think? Is that like a death nail? I don't know. But not great. MetLife combo. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Who Hames. The turf field that leads to the most injuries in the league. Now we're thinking. John Tara, I got 8 on bye week 11 between Pats and Rams. I guess that's something to avoid. You know what's funny? I wrote down all of the bye weeks as soon as they came out, and I have them literally on my notepad right here. They're always on my table, and I like refuse to look at it. I still refuse to look at it. I'm not gonna fuck around. I'm just gonna take Drake May right here. We're very committed to AJ Brown in this one, so let's bet on it even further. They get the Broncos week 17, but who cares? This is a Patriots team today. Have a lot of Kyle Williams in the little board. He's got to be 6 now on the depth chart. Yeah, the Kyle Williams bet. Is he even above Mac Hollins? But I guess they always knew what they were doing when they let Diggs go this offseason. I mean, Drake May, does he deserve to move up the board? I think that's a legitimate question with this AJ Brown acquisition. You know, because AJ Brown is one of the few unguardable players in the league. Like last year, he didn't look too good, but at times he can really take over and he can really dominate. He can be unguardable. So with a quarterback like Drake May, definitely an upgrade from Jalen Hurts. This offense was really potent last year. The schedule was a big reason, but their schedule is manageable this time as well. I think they can be all right. Do I just take Alec Pierce here? I guess, but you know what? Nah, I'm going to take Cortland Sutton. We get the bring back week 17, and maybe Christian Gonzalez is trying to lock up Jalen Waddle, and maybe Sutton has a couple touchdown catches. Maybe Sutton goes off against the Pats week 17. Let's get the bring back. I don't take too much Sutton, but a lot of receivers in this range are in a very flat tier, not that much different from each other. And touchdowns are kind of going to be the only deciding factor most of the time. Now, Alec Pierce probably gets more targets than Sutton, but I'm also not totally convinced that he is going to be as effective operating as the number one. He's a good player, definitely a good pick, and he did fall, but I get the bring back. And ultimately, I love Tyler Warren in the 6th or 7th round. I'm starting to fade on Alec Pierce a little bit and just try to target Josh Downs a little bit more often. I could see a world where Pierce and Downs are actually very comparable in terms of overall season stats. And you can get Downs 2 rounds later. I like Tyler Warren. I still like Alec Pierce. He's on the thumbnail, isn't he? Shit, I should have taken him. Fuck. Yeah, I just ruined this draft. The karma just went down the toilet. I should have taken Alec Pierce. He's on the fucking thumbnail. Damn it. And I literally have him on 2 different thumbnails. Cause we crashed out on the first one. Can you believe it? That's weird. Titans optimism. Why? I like Brian Dable a lot. I trust in Cam Ward. They got a number 1 overall pick at quarterback last year. The Carnell Tate and Wanda Robinson addition, you know, to the rescue type of weapons. Definitely a huge upgrade off of last season. And then coaching was abysmal last year. They fired the head coach and had an interim since like week 11. They were awful. You know, like Ridley's also healthy. Ridley was their best receiver last year. They're in such a better situation. And it's not like their division's that difficult. Do I just take Addison again? Probably. Maybe I should just take Downs because we passed on Alec Pierce. But no, I'll take the ADP fall. I'll take Jordan Addison. Good touchdown guy as well. Against the Jets in the final game, we get a Minnesota New York Jets bring back Breece Hall versus Jordan Addison. Week 17. I need more week 13 bye players. Damn. Definitely in the eliminator, you need those. Week 17 is all that matters, even more now with the bigger final. Definitely with the bigger final, for sure. I think he was underrated before the trade. He used to go in the 4th round. Then he fell to the 7th. And he's definitely a 6th round pick at the very least. AJ Brown just went at 13 in my draft. I mean, yep, the mantra is take the guy you like the most who will not make it back. At pick 13, he is not making it back. So if that's what they want to do to get different, they're allowed. Yeah, right? How could I pass on Alec Pierce? How could I forget? Titans, no big upgrades on their offensive line, and Cam Ward was sacked like 60 times last year. I mean, sure, but I don't think the offensive line will be completely dead, and I just think the scheme is going to be better. I'm a believer, okay? Let me believe. I think it's just Laporta. I think so. I'll do that. Might be unstacked at the end of the day, but maybe Jared Goff circles back. The Amon-Ra drafter, though, just took Jordan Love. Might be passing. Carnell Tate, college number 2. Welcome to the NFL, buddy. I'm going to keep trolling with this. I mean, if he's the next Marvin Harrison, then I will look really bad. But typically, somebody drafted 4th overall is not going this late in underdog drafts. In best ball drafts, we're usually giving more respect to the 4th overall pick. So that's where I want to bet on them. I think they're just all undervalued. Maybe not all of them. No, I take that back. Carnell Tate and Cam Ward, I think, could be underpriced. So if I think there's a underpriced offense in the market, I should invest in that a little bit more. And maybe I'll be wrong, maybe I'll be right, but if I'm different than the rest of the public's opinion, then at least I have something that might be more unique. Tony Pollard, old Tajay, no knees. This is where Nick Singleton factors in. This is where Singleton comes into the equation. But Pollard, I think, still has one good year in him. He wasn't bad last year. It was just touchdowns that he was missing. And maybe touchdowns will hold them back again. But the coaching upgrade is very significant across the board. I do get Jared Goff. Wow, the Laporta click comes back around. Now, Pittman is a guy I like, but I just took Laporta. I'm going to take Jared Goff. Very fun. Goff at 115. Let's go. The JMO drafter on this side of the board. The Amon-Ra drafter passed. And then the Gibbs drafter also on the left side of the board. So worked out for me. Grabbing Laporta prevented one of those teams from getting that combo. And a beautiful Laporta at 102. Goff at 115. Love to see it. I'm happy. Because I could have gone Kyler again with Addison, but nah, I decided on Laporta. I've seen Laporta moving up the board recently. I've seen Laporta in the 8th quite often. Past ADP hasn't been happening too much. I think I got him like 5 picks past ADP. Something like that, right? Yes. 97 ADP. I got him 102. So this team is coming together. Very balanced. We're rocking with a 2-3-4-1. That's like as balanced as you can get. Drake May, Jared Goff. Very good quarterback room. I can definitely stop there. We drafted very talented running backs with Taylor, Breece Hall, and Scattaboo. Willing to roll the dice on that. And then AJ Brown stacked up. Our boy officially, Carnell Tate. I'm in on Carnell Tate. At 127, I need some receiver points. I kind of want to let Concepcion just keep falling, though. Damn it. Fuck it. We ride with MetLife. I see your comment, Who Hames, and I raise you another MetLife. The MetLife correlation is where it's at. Maybe I take Braylon Allen just to send it. No, I didn't want to take Concepcion there. The only time I've taken Concepcion is in the 130s. In the next round, in the 12th round, is where I've taken Concepcion. So I'm gonna leave him at 126. I'm not gonna change my ways. I've taken Concepcion at 133 and 138. I'm not going to take him at 126. I think if I'm going to draft a Browns receiver, it's going to be Denzel Boston. Unless I get Concepcion in the 12th. It's just not inspiring. Yeah, it does feel pretty nicely priced. I would agree. A reasonable price tag to double up. He won BBM last year. Who? Everyone touts their winnings. How do you do yearly as far as winnings in best ball? Overall, we had a net loss in best ball by about 30%. We made 2 finals teams. They just didn't place very well, but I had 2 cracks at the big money weeks. So that's kind of an improvement. Previously, I hadn't made a final before, but paired up with my pick'ems, I did win money overall last year. Not too much, but I did not lose money on Underdog, and I have not made a deposit since last August. My week 13 buy comment was almost my whole team had Oh yeah, when the whole team is set up that way, sweet. I'm so glad I didn't pull up Diggs. Beautiful. Should I go a different direction? Nah, I prefer Diggs. We get him at 139. Love it. Almost took him instead of Tracy. Super happy that that happened. Yeah, glad I didn't grab Concepcion. Diggs, I think, can still be better than Casey Concepcion. Your two favorite Week 17 matchups, Chargers Chiefs, LA versus Kansas City. That one I think is my favorite. I think I'm also going to get tickets to that game, so I'll be there in person. And then there's a lot of good ones. But I think the Lions Bears game is just a very glaring, obvious game to target. That's true, but it's not Callahan who sucked. I mean, his O-line coach was like pure nepotism apparently, and he got fired mid-season too. So the O-line will be coached better. The coaching was like so abysmal. That's where I'm willing to believe in the Titans. But where I think the coaching might pay the most dividends is on defense. I think their defense could be significantly improved. And then their offensive coaching, Dable, I think, can just focus on, you know, the game plan every week and get away with some stuff. I'm going to go Hunter Henry for the stack. We got Laporta, Hunter Henry, both tight ends stacked up. Running back room is pretty fun, pretty interesting with Taylor, Breece Hall, Scatterbo, and Tyrone Tracy. The MetLife combo, the MetLife triple combo. And then receiver coming together nicely. A.J. Brown, Cardinal Tate, Cortland Sutton, Jordan Addison, Stephon Diggs. Now, today, Cardinal Tate might as well been on the thumbnail instead of Alec Pierce. I made a big bet on Cardinal Tate today. All three teams, all in the 5th round, and I don't mind it. But if I'm wrong, this team could be a bummer because Sutton, mostly just a floor play. If I didn't have the Patriots set up, I would have just gone Alec Pierce, and I should have taken him because he's on the thumbnail. Probably a much better pick. I regret the Pierce pass, in all honesty. Lean on Achane. Done it a time or two. Let's take a look at Huhaim's team. Speaking of leaning on Achane, he starts Jefferson, Achane, Rashi Egbuka, Quinshon at 56, Harrison at 65, Kraft at 80, Michael Wilson 89. That's earlier than I've seen Michael Wilson go. I've seen Michael Wilson in the hundreds lately, so interesting, but might not have made it back. Kyler on this team, so Addison might have made some sense too, but has Jefferson, doesn't need Addison. Baker stacked up, Andrews, Kincaid, strong tight end room, and then Trey Tucker, Tyler Algier for Huhaim's. So running back a little thin, but he's leaning on Achane and Judkins. Algier is the third though. That's a little thin sometimes, but could be worse. Definitely could be worse, but I haven't drafted much of Tesla, but this feels like a good team to take him on. Definitely stacked up, makes some sense. Receivers a little bit questionable in this range, and I have good enough running back depth. I don't feel terrified to pass right here. I got a lot of Brian Robinson, so let's mix in Tesla on a Goff team for sure. It's about time. I don't think you've seen me draft Tesla in months, honestly. I don't think I've taken him in quite a while. Looks like the bit rate on the stream might be fading, but not bad enough to worry about. Very few dropped frames. I think we're chilling on that, but we're coming down to a close on this live stream. If you could do me a favor, hit the like button, help me out with the algorithm before you go. The first one was popping, so I don't know what happened. You know, just rectifying the stream quality, but all is fair. If you're enjoying the content, consider subscribing. We just cracked 10K subscribers. Happened on Saturday. Boy, that was surreal. That was pretty fun. And I'm still kind of piecing together how I'm going to celebrate. Definitely going to celebrate. It might be a bit of a delayed celebration. It's not going to happen this weekend. I promise you that. But maybe next weekend. I think next weekend, if I can plan it, we'll get some guests and we'll have a long live stream, probably at least 10 hours for 10K. Not 24 hours. I promise you I will not do 24 hours. But I think next weekend we can do a fun draft marathon. Hawkinson is falling, but I'm not dying to do it. Really not dying to do it. I think I'm just going to continue to commit to our boy Trey motherfucking Harris. There's 120 targets up for grabs with Keenan Allen leaving the offense. Mike McDaniel comes to town. Ladd McConkey can get buried sometimes. He was an afterthought sometimes last year. Not very productive at times. And then QJ also disappears. I think Trey Harris is going to be a very, very solid pick. And then knowing the stance that Huhames took earlier today on Trey Harris, I know for a fact he's not making it back. So Trey Harris, one of my most drafted, if not the number one wide receiver in my exposures, and I will continue to commit once again. Just wanted to build one Arizona heavy team. I haven't done it yet. I suppose it's worth it. I'm curious if you take Brisket or Beck, though, because of the emphasis on week 17. I'm curious if you're going to care about the stack. But Pepper Tony, do you think QJ price getting too high or still in at ADP of 90? In the 8th round, I'm still in. Yeah, I think once he gets back in the 7th, I think you can say, nope, not anymore. But Herbert in the 7th, QJ in the 8th is a phenomenal stack to have. And it also lines up very nicely with, like, this team just took Worthy in the next round. Like, you get some nice bringbacks quite often. It's easy to pair up, and anywhere in the 8th, I think QJ can go. So, no, he can go pick 85 for all I care. In the 7th, I think we can get some pushback, but ultimately I view QJ as an 8th round pick. So, no, I don't think it's too high. I think it's fair. I think where it is right now is totally fair. Middle of the 8th. I think it's perfect. There's a chance it's still too low. There's a chance, though, he could be going over Alec Pierce, definitely over Cortland Sutton, I could see. Maybe even over Parker Washington. Maybe even that isn't crazy. So, no, I think 8th round is a very fair price given some of the risk that factors in with him. But I'm not out. Definitely not out. If Trey Harris isn't my most drafted receiver, it's because it's QJ. Running back getting a little thin, honestly. But I'll take Mike Washington. Not many running backs left. And Big Mike is a very talented player. If he ever gets the rock, if Genty ever goes down, we have something to live for. Could absolutely crush if Genty misses time. Might never see the field given Genty is healthy, but I'll risk it. Only problem here is I actually maybe shouldn't have taken another week 13 bye, because right now I only have Scatterboot and Tracy available in week 13, and while I'm locking in one, the other one might get me like 2 points. Scatterboot might get me 20 points, Tracy might get me 2 points. So that's not great. Now, it's also possible that they both get me like 13, 12 points. That's another path to 24, 25 points. But ideally, we'd have another bullet in the chamber. So maybe I take the other jet, but that's also weak 13. I definitely can't do that. That'd be stupid. I'm probably just going to sit with it. Probably just going to accept my fate. Because don't think I need a 6th RB, honestly. Only have 2 quarterbacks, though. I think I'm going to stop at 2. So, could definitely afford the luxury. I still have 2 clicks. I need another receiver. And I'm thinking Zachariah Branch here makes sense. We'll see what Anonymous does. He only has 5 wideouts, so he needs someone. He goes Wicks. Yeah, I'll take Branch. 198. A little minor discount. Wide receiver 8. Definitely going to get on the field. Wide receiver looks pretty decent. We got A.J. Brown, Carnell Tate. This is either a smash or a bad pick, but I think it's a smash. I feel pretty confident it's not a bust. Sutton should have been Alec Pierce, definitely. Definitely should have been Alec Pierce. Jordan Addison, Stephon Diggs, Tesla stacked up, Trey Harris for the value, and then Branch, our rookie, hoping for the breakout. Laporta tight end is stacked, so is Hunter Henry. Pretty solid. Love the quarterback and tight end room. Running back is really nice, but a bit tricky in week 13. Hopefully I have enough of a lead. It doesn't bite me in the ass. But if anything, I think I might just grab that 6th running back here because I like quarterback and tight end enough to stop there. And then I think receivers definitely doesn't need a 9th. Does not need wide receiver 9. So locked in the running back. Let's hope we choose correctly. Can't take Braylon Allen. Also week 13 bye. That's the one thing I can't do. Take another week 13 bye. Perhaps Najee gets on the field. Can't go DJ Giddens on this one. That's for sure. Maybe LeQuint gets on the field. Probably not. Maybe Ollie Gordon's on the field. Maybe my boy Trevor Etienne does get on the field. Man, yeah, you still have to scroll really far to find Trevor Etienne. It's kind of crazy. But I don't think I'm going to tack him on. Feel like it might be overkill. Savion goes. Instead, I think I'm just going to go Jordan James, because if you told me McCaffrey goes down, it's probably going to be later in the season when he's not available, and I have been fading the Niners for that reason. So I'm going to go Jordan James. Also a week 8 bye, so 3 week 13 buys, 3 week 8 buys, and in week 13, maybe I'm getting the Niners starter paired with the Giants RB1. Let's do it. I'm willing to take that bet. I think the team is pretty solid, and really there's no weakness. Yeah, pretty strong team. Not afraid of what I'm rocking with here. Brisket, I thought I was the only one. Yeah, it's Jacoby Brisket for sure. Number 25 like, hey Adam Who, Pepper Tony, what's up Fancy Dog? Thanks for popping in. Get a free puppy, draft all the Cardinals. What a decision. Right? If you're finally gonna do it, Who might as well be on the free entry. I think Henry as a second tight end is about as low as you can go, if only 2 tight ends. I still think you can get Chig or Juwan Johnson and make it work. Even Pat Freiermuth, I think you can push it. Kendrick Bourne is the answer. Fuck no. We can have a James versus Black league. Yeah, that is an interesting question. Is it Jordan James or Kalen Black? I think right now I'm still playing it. Jordan James. I don't think I've seen enough yet out of Kalen Black to be a believer. But let's do some team reviews. Let's take a look at some other rosters in here. Got to take a look at Huhames. I'm really curious what Huhames has in store for us. Kyler Baker, Carson Beck. He did go Beck. He did take Carson Beck. That's what I was most curious about in the last round. Achant, Judkins, Algier, another Cardinal. I almost forgot about Algier. Sampson is RB4. So both Browns. Fair approach. Katron and Damon Claiborne, the rookie swings. They're the third guys in their backfields, but do have a chance to take over. We got Jefferson, Rashi, and Igbuka, Harrison, Michael Wilson, Trey Tucker, stopping at 6. I mean, you probably don't believe in this team in the first place. So I think for the 6th, I would have liked someone better than Trey Tucker personally, but I totally respect it. And I think it's fine. Jefferson, Rashi, and Igbuka with the assumption that Arizona actually hits. Very fun. And then tight end is really dope. You'll get some flex plays out of tight end for sure with Kraft, Andrews, and Kincaid. Kincaid is the tight end 3. Looks so much nicer than any other way I've seen it. This is the first time I've seen Kincaid on a roster and been like, damn, that looks awesome. Kincaid is the 3rd. I think is the only way I like it. When I see Kincaid. When Kincaid is the 1st, I'm like, fuck. This could be terrible. And then Kincaid is the 2nd. I'm like, boy, I hope you have a 3rd. That's good. Kincaid is the 3rd, though. Feels elite. Wow. Yeah, fun team. The Arizona bet could be trash, but leaning on the Dolphins, the Browns, the Cardinals. Boy, I'm sure you're really confident in this team, Huhames. This feels like an appropriate team to be drafting at 1 a.m. Good luck with that one. You know what? It's worth the gamble. Worth it for sure. Jedi in here. Another fun night, fellas. Thank you for being a member. Got Jaden Daniels at 71. That feels great. Good for you. Dak Prescott at 74. It is paired up with Pickens and Terry. Fucking awesome. You got Gibbs, Jeremiah Love, JCM, Jordan Mason, and Tank Bigsby. Love the running back room. Phenomenal. I mean, maybe I don't love JCM that much personally. I prefer Rachaad White, in all honesty, but I think it's fine. I think it's chill. Was Rachaad on the board? He was, yeah. That's my take. Some people like JCM. I prefer Rachaad. For the stacking ability, I think Rachaad will be catching a lot more passes than JCM. But maybe JCM just goes off and Jaden doesn't perform in the right game. Maybe Dak is indeed the play you need. So fine way to play it. No complaints. I'm warming up to JCM. I used to love JCM. I just still think he's a little too expensive personally. But Waddle, Josh Downs, Rashid Shaheed, Antonio Williams with the stack, Brandon Ayuk with a potential stack, but also a potential bagel. And then Jerry Jeudy, Tyreek Hill. Do you have 9 receivers? Yeah, I feel like 9 is a little too much. But Fannin and Okonkwo, really good tight end room. Love the Okonkwo stack. Running back feels good. Quarterback is fine. And then receiver a little overloaded. But that's definitely not bad, especially with Ayuk. He might be worthless anyways. Ayuk and Tyreek fit on a 9 receiver build. I think you played it totally properly, actually. To have both Ayuk and Tyreek together, they might as well be combined for just one. Gotta have fun sometimes for sure. Pepper Tony's puking at this Ayuk Tyreek Hill combo, I believe. Or maybe it's Huhame's team. One or the other. Should be fun. But Trey Tucker had a sneaky 90 targets last year. I would assume that might be going down if they do bring in Diggs or Debo. I still think they're bringing in someone. Might be happening tomorrow. Um, Mobster was in the second straight lobby, but has never said anything. So for the sake of my time, I'm going to pass on the team review. Not sure about Owen's team. Jontara is in here, and I don't think Jontara was in a previous lobby, but I know they're watching. So I'll review Jontara with T-Law, Stafford. As long as Stafford is well stacked, I think you can tolerate it. But with Stafford, I usually like a third most of the time. Montgomery, Swift, and Rico, Rashad at 124, Singleton, Kalen Black, very legit running back room. With Puka, London, Olave, very, very nice. Parker, Washington, Wandale, Coker, and Malachi Fields, great receiver room. And then Strange with the stack. Schultz and Cade Otton, very good floor plays with a nice touchdown bet. Legit tight end room of all the positions to fade. It's tight end, you made out on top, and then receivers really well built. Running back is nice. Maybe not elite, but nice. And quarterback, enough conviction to believe it will work out. I love the team, John Tara. I think to have pick 4, to have a Puka team, we mentioned it earlier. I think I definitely believe it. Pick 4 is not easy. And honestly, I think this is a very, very well built trip wideout from the 4 slot build. I think this is a really well built team. And I think pulling up Rico is one of the things I like most about it. Yeah, love the team, Jantara. Very, very nice. Given the situation. Behind the 8 ball for sure. But Underdog Anonymous, pretty sure this is A-Rod. If it's not, let me know. I'm happy to rectify it. But pretty sure this is you. Planned on checking it out. You have Allen and Aaron Rodgers. Love that combination. Unique 5-spot build. Thoughts? Yeah, look, we are ripping it as we speak. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. All right, so love the quarterback approach. Expensive and cheap as fuck, but locked in starters. I love it. Travion, Ramondre, so both Patriots. Chuba, at least at 77. Worth mixing in, I suppose, but I still think he can fall to the 80s. Maybe even the 90s. Probably not down to Monungai, but I think there is going to be a time when Chuba versus Brooks straight up is a legit decision, and it might happen sooner than you think. So I'm not drafting Chuba personally. I think he'll fall even further, but he did fall in this one. I can't blame you. Kyle Monungai at 92. I like clicking that myself, so not bad. Pacheco and B-Rob, only contingent upside, might have a legit role though. If Montgomery and Algier, if their role is replaced more 1-for-1 than we think, these could be some of the best clicks on the board at RB. So, yeah, waited a while. Both Patriots, definitely a way to play it and, you know, be safe with it. Don't love the Chuba click, but overall, the 6 running back approach, very, very nice. Receiver with JSN, Adams, Jacoby, Michael Pittman, and Khalil Shakir. Wow, the nice fall on Pittman. I remember passing on him and being like, damn, I'm giving someone a really good price on Pittman. So good for you scooping it up. Really like that. Shakir is number 5. Does fit. It is stacked, so very valid click there. And then waiting to the very end with Wicks and Keon Coleman. Wow, the Keon Coleman approach. Interesting. And then Bowers on this team. I didn't see that coming. Shit. This is elite with tight end. Gadsden also. Gadsden, the luxury pick on this team. And then Freiermuth stacked up as well. If Gadsden was a receiver, I think I might like it a little bit more because there's Shakir nursing an ankle surgery recently. Some really good floor plays, though, and then really good up top. But then these last two, very scary. And then Shakir is just super mid. So maybe that's the one thing I might have changed, but love the quarterback room, love the tight end room, and then Gadsden hitting the flex enough. Yeah, that's such a minute detail. I really like it. I really like the team. Other than Chuba, I don't think I would have changed Gadsden, honestly. Gadsden 140, I think I would have done the same. But Coker there would be really nice. Coker or Shaheed would be pretty solid, not going to lie. So just a personal preference, not a mistake. I think it can definitely look nice. We looked at Huhames already. We got John Tara, who I already looked at. It's Sanka. Sanka is the team. Lamar and Purdy on Sanka's team. A-Rod wanted Diggs over Gadsden. Sorry, bud. Diggs had already fallen. Sorry about that. Not today. CMC, Ken Walker, Jalen Warren, Keaton Mitchell, Ray Davis. Very legit RB room. I prefer Rico, but you got Warren at a discount. 5 clicks. And then Keaton and Ray Day need some injuries, but could have a random spike week in good offenses. Flowers with Lamar, Garrett Wilson, Chris Godwin, Ricky Pearsall with Purdy, along with Deshaun Stribling. Also have Juwan Jennings at 153. That's not bad at all. Ryan Flournoy, Darnell Mooney, really nice receiver depth. Very good receiver room. And then great tight end room with Tyler Warren, Dallas Goedert, Terrence Ferguson. Ferguson, a bit of a luxury, but final round, who cares? Could have been a running back, but really not a problem at all to tack on T-Ferg. No doubt about it. High spike week upside. And Goddard with some injury risk. Not bad at all. Good team. Good team, Sanka. I respect it. There's also Game Tight in here. Apologies, Game Tight. Not sure if you're a member or not, but let's get to the review. Shuck and Malik Willis risking it. Shuck with the breakout, a valuable asset, but QB1 a little tricky. And then Malik Willis rushing value, but not much else. I'm not a believer too much in Malik Willis. Genty Hampton, though, an elite start. I love that. I think that's my favorite start now that James Cook has the same bye as Omarion Hampton. I think I'm going to have as many Genty Hampton starts as I can get. But price at 59, it seems like now it's just where he goes and feels like a solid investment. No issue there. Harvey could be tricky, kind of crowded, but high spike week potential. Good touchdown guy, at least was last year. Emmett and Marshawn Lloyd, a little bring back with the Chiefs and Chargers. And then the gamble on Lloyd, the fade on Jacobs. I respect that. Definitely done it myself. Lad McConkey, Tet McMillan, Jordan Tyson, DK Metcalf. Very solid top 4, but maybe missing the truly elite guy. That's just kind of how it goes when you start Genty Hampton. Golden, Jalen Naylor, Chris Bell. Pretty solid, but these guys need a hit though. Maybe you can get away with it if they don't. I love Golden, so I think he will. And as the 5th, I think it's very nice. But Bell could be a very lacking contribution. He is stacked up though, so worth the bet. And then Naylor, I have a hard time clicking myself. I don't take too much Naylor in the 150s, but likely Juwan. Brutal. Damn. The Herbert snipe must have really stung. Big Mike to the C. Does that C stand for cunt? Because, boy, I'm sure you were calling him a cunt. At pick 82. Fuck! Bummer, Game Tight. Wish you could have gotten it. And I'm not the one that did it. Typically, I'm the one taking Herbert in the 7th, but not today. Because a big Mike to the C. Bummer. Yeah. Oh my. I'm curious about the final team. Chris might be watching, but he's got a... I'm not sure what badge this is, but it looks like one... This is a diamond. Oh, shit. This is a diamond badge. We have to look at Chris's team with the diamond badge. Mahomes, Bo Nix, and Geno. This guy's drafting Geno. Definitely an addict. Cook, Saquon, pulled the cord on Jacobs, got Bucky at 60, and took Baishal Tootin. 5 out of 6 to start with running back. The Jacobs Bucky discount as well. Really, really interesting. Thank God I made sure to look at this team. T. Higgins, Jaden Reed, Travis Hunter, wide receiver 3. Holy shit. Denzel Boston, Debo Samuel, Jeremy Ted Hurst, and A.D. Mitchell. Receiver room is... You know, the receiver room is the receiver room. Pitts, Kelsey. So great at quarterback. Elite at running back with the risk of 1-0, but truly elite at running back. And then possibly the biggest gamble you could offer at receiver. But the anchor T. Higgins, Jaden Reed we really like, and then Hunter, you know, might as well swing for the fence. Boston and Cleveland, number 4, needs to work out. But honestly, these next 3 clicks are huge. The Debo, Jeremy, Ted Hurst clicks, really valuable additions here. And then A.D. Mitchell stacked up. Who knows? Could get traded. Could also play very well. But tight end is really nice with Pitts and then a Kelsey stack. Damn, Kelsey fell to 132. What a fucking gift. Damn, this is... Kelsey, I haven't seen at 132 in a minute. Good for this team. Damn. Chris with the diamond. Taking us to school. But a very risky approach as well. You know, like super risky in theory, but really awesome discounts. And yeah, I would have been willing to draft that team if it had fallen into my lap. If I had taken the Josh Jacobs and then still had Bucky Irving, Baishal Tootin available to me, I think I might have gone with that as well. But the 5 in the first 6, don't see that too often. And the receiver room is clearly the price being paid. Travis Hunter, wide receiver 3, speaks for itself. All I need to know. I don't think I would have taken Geno. I think I would have just rocked with Mahomes and Bo Nix. Left Geno alone. But maybe if Mahomes misses time, could be brutal. This Kelsey stack is fucking crazy. We actually are about to stop, Jerry. That was literally the end. That was literally the end. Our last one. But all right. Fun lobby. My team's pretty solid. My team's pretty interesting. I have to say though, Chris's team, the Diamond Drafter, does stand out. Could be terrible though. Could also be really, really abysmal at whiteout. Probably not, but could be dog shit in theory. All right, that's going to be it for me. Shout out Jerry Football. Give him a sub. Give Huhames a sub as well. And then in this lobby earlier, I think we had Young Moolah, if I'm not mistaken. And shout out Chris the Candyman, Fantasy Football Garage. We're going to be live with him next week. As well as Fanspeak Network, we're going to be live with Meg on Thursday. So check them out. And then before I go, I will take our final rip from the pipe. We'll clear the bowl, and I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Not much in there. But peace out. Good night. See you next time.